Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial of the Angular. Today we are going to learn about the RxJS operators map, merge map and switch map in Angular 19. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So the in RxJS map, merge and the switch map are transformation operators that handle values emitted by an observable. These operators are frequently used in Angular applications for managing the data streams such as API calls, user events, and reactive forms. First, map operator. Map operator applies a transformation function to each value emitted by the source observable and returns a new value. It is one-to-one transformation. Key points transform values, applies the function to each emitted value, does not flatten the nested observables, ideal for the simple transformation like modifying the data structure. Okay, so let's use this RxJS operator. So here we go with this. I'm going to use in our product components, right? So let's first of all, let's import it. Now we have this rendering data in the product HTML. We are going to use the for loop. Okay, and the product components, let's move and just add the rest of the things. Okay, now there is no error, right? Okay, if I go and just check value 1, value 2 and the value 3, simple modification. What we will do, initialize an empty array to store the transform data. Okay, on ng on init. Okay, creates an observable that emits the values 1, 2 and the 3. So here you can see that we have create the observable that emits the values 1, 2 and 3. Use the map operator to transform each emitted value. The map operator takes each value and returns a new string formatted as value with number. Okay, so then you are using the map operator to transform each value, and we are using a string. Okay, so formatted as value and its value, right? Then subscribe, push the transform result into the data array. Correct? Okay, let's do more explanation. Of 1 to 3 creates an observable that emits the values 1 to 3 in a sequence. Map, the map operator transforms the each emitted value by applying the function to it. In this case, it takes the value and returns a formatted string value and the number. Subscribe subscribes the observable and the process each transform value and adding to the data array. The result will be that the array data will contain the string values value 1, value 2, value 3, as each value is emitted by observable is transformed by the map operator. Here you can see that value 1, value 2 and the value 3. Okay, next one, merge map. Merge map operator, also known as flat map, is used to project each value emitted by the source observable into a new observable that merges all these inner observables into a single observable. It is one to many transformation. Key points flattens the nested observables, merge multiple inner observables into a single string, allow concurrent execution of the inner observables, ideal for the scenarios where order of emission is not critical, such as parallel API calls. Okay, so here I'm going to use that one merge map. Let's import it. Right, next we have to go with the template for the merge map example. Let's use the full-fledged. Okay, merge map. Let's go to the method also. Okay, done. And if I go and check merge map, two posts. Okay, let's have a look the code base. So initialize an empty array to store the fetch data. So initialize the empty array, inject the HTTP client service to make the HTTP call request. Okay, so I'm using the HTTP client. Okay, it's not yet depreciated. So ng on init, create an observable that emits the value 1 and 2. So here you can see that, and use the merge map operator to transform each emitted value. Okay, ID. So for each ID, make an HTTP GET request to fetch the corresponding post. So whenever we just get the ID like one or two, on the behalf of it, we are going to call the API. Here you can see that this .http get the placeholder API. Then push the result of the each HTTP request fetch post data into the data array. So here we are using the on the behalf of ID, we are calling the API and render it. Okay, of 1 2 creates an observable that emits values 1 2 sequentially. MergeMap, that mergeMap operator is used to map each emitted value ID to an observable. In this case, an HTTP GET request. It flattens the inner observable, merging all the results as they come. For each emitted ID, the HTTP GET request is sent with the ID parameter and to fetch the corresponding post data. HTTP.get make HTTP GET request to the specified URL and returns an observable containing the response. Subscribe subscribes them to the merged observable, process each fetched results and pushes the data into the data array. The result will be that of each emitted ID 1 and 2. An HTTP request will be made to fetch the corresponding post data, which will then stored in the data array. Next, we have a switchMap operator. The switchMap operator projects each value emitted by the source observable into a new observable, but it cancels the previous inner observable when the new value is emitted. This ensures only the latest inner observable is active. Key points: cancel the previous subscriptions, one-to-one transformation, keeping only the latest observable active, idle for the scenarios like autocomplete, real-time data where only the latest result matters. Real-time search. Okay, this example, right? So I'm going to use all of this. Let's use this all. Go to our component file. Let's update this imports. Okay, we require the router outlet, I suppose. So I'm going to remove the core HTTP client. Okay, that's it. Going to the next, we have to just update the template file also. So here we have the template file. Now I'm going to use the form control. Okay, let's add this code. Any error we are facing, that is form control. Cannot bind the form control since the non-property of the input. I think we have to use something else also. Let me go and just check the imports. We have the common module. Yes, I think there is a one more import that we can use. Just give me a 1 minute and to just check which one it is. Okay, let's proceed. Here in the products component, I think I have missed something, that is import. I think forms module is there. Forms module. Let's use this forms module in the imports. Now we can see still or the input. And which part? I think reactive forms, I suppose I missed. 1 minute. There is one thing that I think skip it out, that is reactive forms module. You have to import this one. Okay, forms module, that the issue now resolved. Okay, if I go and just check, it will come over here. I will add test. I think we have added the correct API call. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go with our code base products. Okay, which API call we are using? So let's understand first the code. Create a form control to handle the search input. Okay. Initialize an empty array to store the fetch posts. Okay. Inject the HTTP service to make the HTTP request. Right. On the ng on init, listen to the value changes on the search input in field. This dot search control dot value changes. Whenever the value changes, wait for the 300 milliseconds after the user stops typing before emitting a value. rebounce time, right? Usage the switch map operator to cancel the previous HTTP request and switch to the new one each time the search term changes. This ensures that only the result of the most recent search is processed. Okay, so here we have a JSON placeholder API for the search posts and then update the post array with the search results. Okay, so how I can just check the post results with this? Let me just follow this link, open, test. They have the results. Let's check out with the post. Okay, let's add the SUNT. I don't know what exactly it is. You can see the respective results come over here. I will add the enum, right? So enum, it's there, I suppose. Let's add the QUI. It's there. It's EUM, I guess. Let's add the EUM. Okay, only the EUM. Here you can see that in that situation we can use the switch map. If the last, okay, so switch to the new value each time the search term changes. Okay, let's understand more deeply on that. Search control, new form control. A form control is created to bind the search input field and listen to its value changes. Debounce time, operator delays the emissions of the values from the search control by the 300 milliseconds, waiting for the user to stop typing before triggering the HTTP request. Switch map, the switch map operator is used to cancel the ongoing HTTP request when the search term changes. Okay, so it switches to the new observable each time the value changes, ensuring only the results of the latest search term are processed. When a new search term is emitted, it triggers an HTTP GET request to fetch the post from the API HTTP GET any. This HTTP request fetches the post matching the search term from the API, and the response is an array of posts. Subscribe, that is, subscribes to the observables and process the fetched results, updating the posts array with the new data. Right? Key difference: map, merge map, and the switch map. Transformations, both are used. First one, that is one to one to many, and one to one, latest only. Flattening, no. First one. Second, yes. Third one is yes. Concurrency, NA. Second one allows concurrent observables, cancel the previous observable. Use case, simple data transformation, parallel API calls, or the task real-time updates, or the last one that we can go with the auto complete. Okay, so these are the key difference. When to use map for the simple transformation like the formatting the data. Use mergeMap for the scenarios where you need to handle the multiple inner observables concurrently like parallel API calls. Use switchMap when only the latest emitted value matters, such as real-time search or the live updates. I hope you like this video. Any doubt, any query in that, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.